AI does not have a consciousness or a soul. If you want to go to something that's going to tell you something meaningful and valuable about being alive, you need to go to another person. A computer's not going to tell you that. And a large language model is predictive. It's just thinking of what could follow this based on a bunch of other stuff it's seen. You're never going to get a genuine surprise out of that. You're never going to get a genuine, breathtaking insight. And that's what poetry gives us. Andrew Bode-Lang, I am a teaching professor of English. National Poetry Month was founded in 1996 by the Academy of American Poets, and it is a dedicated month out of the year where we celebrate poetry, the poets who make it, what it is and can do for our lives. I think every one of us needs a place in our lives for something that makes us catch our breath, gives us a shock of recognition of something that maybe we didn't know was ours. And poetry is one of the best places I know of to get that. And I think it's worth, whether it's just for National Poetry Month or, once a day, grabbing hold of something that gives you a few lines of poetry and gives you that experience. I love this question. And the reason I love this question is somehow our educational system has given us a false set of expectations to have for poetry and for ourselves. And people look at a poem and they think they are supposed to understand it. They think they're supposed to be able to pick it apart and see what every little part of it means. I always ask my students, how many of you understand every word of every song you love? And nobody can put their hand in the air, and yet they love those songs. They love listening to them, moving to them, and so forth. A poem is exactly the same. You can read a poem, take in the music of the language, the feeling of it, the tone, the voice of it, the sense of kind of being in the presence of a writer. You don't need to understand every word. Nobody can understand every word of any poem, I don't think. We can try, but it's really that immediate experience of, I'm experiencing this right now, I'm reading it, I'm enjoying something about it. That's all we need. AI is capable of doing many things, many of them useful, many of them interesting. The writing of poetry is something that, of course, you can feed AI a prompt and it will spit out something that looks like a poem. A poem that AI produces will never have human depth, clarity of insight, richness of experience, any of those things that are uniquely a part of our human lives and our consciousnesses, because AI does not have a consciousness or a soul. The most valuable commodity on earth is human attention. And there are internet companies and media companies that are worth billions of dollars because of where we put our attention. When we passively give our attention over to whatever the algorithm is feeding us next, we are giving up our agency, we're giving up our chosen involvement with things that matter to us and have real value to us. And when we engage with poetry, we're making a choice to give very deliberate attention to something very specific and real. Whether you are reading a poem or writing a poem, it's that active, focused attention that lets us know we're present, that we are alive in the world and we're part of a shared human family. This is the Rattle Chapbook Prize. Every year they have this prize, and they are a fairly large literary journal by circulation. They have 11,000 subscribers, and every year 3 poets win this prize. It pays $5,000, 500 copies of the chapbook, and most importantly distributes the chapbook to all 11,000 of their subscribers, which is a crazy reach for any size collection of poetry. The chapbook that I wrote is called My Time in the Circus, and it is a linked series of poems that tell the story of a boy who grows up in the circus. His father is a lion tamer, his mother is an acrobat, and his sister trains elephants, and the poor boy is stuck being a clown.
Even if it's